Started down in Montezuma, Kansas. Worked in Montezuma, Kansas 3 years as a crop specialist. Graduated originally from Colorado State University with a degree in general agronomy. Grew up north of Denver in what used to be farm country, what's almost suburbs now. So grew up with a farm background. Like I said, went to Montezuma those 3 years. Had the opportunity to move to Colorado, came north to get a little closer to family, and moved here in the fall of '81. I've worked in this area ever since in various capacities. The first several years I was a crop specialist. I was division manager for 1 year, and since about '87 I was regional manager. Went through, basically I've largely always worked the same area that I'm working today. Personnel has changed, of course. So I spent a lot of time doing the regional manager position, and then a couple of years ago, when we did some of the restructuring, chose to try to step away from the field some. As a regional manager, basically we still pretty much maintained a full workload, and so management or coaching or administrative work was a sideline. This job definitely has allowed me a lot more freedom to do some of the other things that need to be done to help staff and develop business and make sales, and work closely with Zach Conine on doing the commercial sales with some of the local fertilizer supplier type operations, and then try to work with my employees and their customers on building business within that internal crop base, customer base. So not a big change, but it is a change. Gradually over the course of probably 3 years, we'll get to where most of the phone calls will go to the employee that replaced me with my customers, and that will be a change for the first time in, well, this is the first time in 32 years that I haven't had direct responsibility for accounts that the contracts didn't have my name on them. So
why did you choose Servi-Tech originally?
Well, if you count the years back, I would have graduated from college in '79. I'm a farm boy, wanted to be involved in farming. The early '80s were not nice to agriculture. Very tough time economically. For the nation, too. It was a very high inflationary period, but definitely was not a good time for ag. And although I considered going back and farming, it was not going to be an economic reality that was possible. Interviewed with Kent Lang at Colorado State University that spring, and basically he thought I was somebody that could be employable. Went to Dodge City, did an interview with Raleigh Stukenholtz, who would have been the GM at that time, and Dave Collins, who would have been the regional manager at that time, although I'm not sure that title's quite right, but it's close. And they hired me on to take the job at Montezuma. And so it was a way for me to be involved in agriculture, which is really where my heart is, but not to have the capital requirements that it would, and the commitment, honestly, that it would take to start out from nothing. So it was a way for me to meet some of my needs. Like a lot of the employees, I like being outside. I've never known what it is to sit at a desk, and I've never, actually since high school, I haven't known what it is to punch a time clock. So, you know, I'm used to a fairly unstructured environment where basically I do my own self-motivation and figure out what needs to be done in the morning and get my butt out of the house and get it done.